Hey team, I hope you guys and gals out there are all doing well. Today's topic, I want to go over how to run a faster 2-mile time. A lot of athletes, especially high school athletes, collegiate athletes, are trying to run faster over the 2-mile distance, over that 3,218 meter distance. The 2-mile, without a doubt, is such a highly anaerobic event, so you really have to focus on working your overall leg speed. It definitely takes patience. You're not going to run a fast 2-mile time in a matter of a few weeks. You really need to be thinking about a longer buildup rather than a shorter buildup, okay? I always talk about the importance of delayed gratification, knowing that you're going to get great results, but it's not going to happen overnight, okay? You will have frustrations. You will have times in your training where you second guess yourself. You may be second guessing your coach. You may be thinking that potentially the coach is wrong, or you're doing too much mileage too fast, or you're not doing enough fast mileage, or you're not doing enough, you're running too slow too often. So you have to really be focusing on trusting in the training, trusting in your coach, be willing to reach out to your coach as well. Hey, I don't understand this workout, or I need to be doing other types of workouts to run faster in my chosen event. The faster you can get in these faster, shorter races, the better prepared, the better off you're going to be in longer races, okay? I ran 9:46 for 3,200 meters, which is 18 meters short of the 2-mile distance when I was in high school. In college, I actually ran 9:27 for 2 miles. So I do understand the complexities of this event, but in order to run a faster time over the 2-mile distance, and to answer this question of how to run a faster 2-mile, you have to work on your leg speed. There's no getting around it. You have to be very cognizant of how you're pacing yourself in the event as well. Focus on running a negative split in this race, okay? There's going to be, especially if you're in high school or if you're in college, you're going to be competing against athletes that will be throwing in very fast surges in the race. I had to experience this a lot of times when I was in high school, especially. There was one runner, his name was Mark Kinsey. He was from Edison High School. And this is when I was running for Indian Creek High School in Wintersville, Ohio. And Mark Kinsey would continually throw in these really quick, fast surges in the race. For about 50 meters to 100 meters, he would just go into an all-out sprint, then slow back down. A lot of athletes do this, but at the same time will ruin themselves when it comes, if they're not able to do those types of surges throughout the race. Okay, you have to really monitor the amount of energy consumption you're throwing at yourself and your competitors in a race like this. My advice is to be very cool and calm and collected in that first 4 laps, and then really run as hard and as aggressive as you possibly can in the last 4 laps of the race. Okay, when you're 600 meters out, you need to be focused in and zeroed in, white hot focused on going as hard as you possibly can with 600 meters to go in the race, because everybody's going to be waiting until 400 meters out. Okay, that's where they'll try to make their move. They might make a move at 300 meters. You have to be very confident in your preparation, in your training buildup to make a move at 600 meters out. Okay, if you wait till 300 meters or 400 meters to go, you can still plan a great attack and really run a great last lap to really finish in a new personal best over 2 miles. But I think you really have to be aware of how much energy expenditure you're dealing with and you're putting out, especially in that first 4 laps of the race. There are so many runners that go way too fast in the first 4 laps, and I'm one example of that. I would go out way too fast in the first 4 laps in my high school 3,200 meter races. And again, that's 18 meters short of 2 miles, but it's still relatively close to the distance. But I would always go out in the 440s and then come back in the 5.0s. Okay, when I ran my PR of 9:46, I went out in 4:44 the first 1,600 meters of the race, and then came back with a 5:02. Okay, I was a 4:25 1,600 meter runner in high school. So I had the leg speed, but again, I was a little too aggressive in the first 1,600 meters of the race. And not only that, but I just didn't have the consistent leg speed to hold that for the second 1,600 meters of the 3,200 meter races. I had more overall leg speed for the 800 and the mile, 1,600 meters, 9 meters short of the mile. But you just have to keep these things in mind, okay? Also, if you're in terms of how to run a faster 2 mile time, also keep in mind and monitor the amount of muscular tension you're feeling in your races, okay? Also, prior to the start of your race, stay as relaxed as you can, okay? When you're in the race, it's going to be intense. You're going to be a little bit nervous, but just know that the best middle distance runners, the best sprinters, are also the most relaxed, okay? If you look at runners like sprinters like Usain Bolt, these athletes are so cool, calm, and collected prior to the start of their races. Noah Lyles is another example of that. Noah Lyles is the American record holder for the 200-meter event at 19.31. He broke Michael Johnson's 19.32 American record just recently in the past year and a half, I believe. But even him, he's extremely confident. And there's some athletes that are very tense and they're very zeroed in. If you look at Sydney McLaughlin, the American record holder, world record holder for the 400-meter women's hurdles, she is very, very intense prior to the start of their races. But in most cases, most middle distance runners to long distance runners, the ones that are the most relaxed prior to the start of the race and even in the race at maximal effort, produce the best results. So make sure you're keeping those fundamentals in mind as well. And also make sure to run a faster 2 mile time, carbo load the week of the race, not the night before. Okay, it's what you're eating the 7 days leading into your goal 2 mile time. That is what's key. Okay, so make sure you're doing that, focusing on your nutrition, your hydration. I have 2 mile training plans on RunDreamAchieve.com that I've created for athletes that range from 8, 12 to 16 weeks in length. If you're a military member, I also have a course I created for military members that are trying to run faster over the 2 mile distance as well. This course is also perfect for civilians, members of the police force, special forces, any military branch of any country that are trying to run faster over the 2 mile distance. I highly recommend taking a look at that. You can go to RunDreamAchieve.com, click on courses, and that will give you a little bit more information. So I hope this video about how to run a faster 2 mile time has been helpful for you. If you have any other questions regarding this topic, definitely leave me a comment below this video. I will definitely reach back out to you. Feel free to check out the resources below. All of my videos are there to help take you to the next level. And if you're new to the channel, click the subscribe button and the bell icon so when I make new videos, you'll be notified of it. And I hope this is helpful. I wish you all the best in your training and in your racing, and I look forward to hearing about your new personal best in the 2 mile distance.